Hello everyone, my name is Pelden Lhamo and today I'll be presenting on ecological system analysis of factors influencing the early childhood education and care in the ACT region. Early childhood education and care strongly shapes the children's cognitive, social and emotional development, thereby impacting their long-term life outcomes. And in this presentation, I'll be explaining how the Bronfenbrenner's ecological system impact the four factors that has influenced the children's development. And the Bronfenbrenner's ecological system theory are microsystem. This is directly related to the relationship between families and educators. A mesosystem is all related to the connection or interaction between those microsystems. Exosystems are all related to the indirect influences like policies, frameworks, strategies, and funding by the government. And macrosystems are related to the cultures and societal values. And chronosystem related to the changes across the time and history. Factors that are affecting the child's development aligning with the ecological system are indigeneity. It is a unique identity and the experience of Aboriginal people. Gender is the roles and expectation of being male and female that has a direct influence to the children's learning development. Language is a form of communication that is spoken or written, and the socioeconomic background are related to the family's financial position, be it income, education, or the employment or the occupations. Now I'll be explaining on the individual factors that has affected the child's development aligning with the ecological system. At the microsystem, the indigenous children are benefited if the educator includes their culture through the play-based learning like storytelling, arts and practices and all. And at the mesosystem, the partnership between families and educator can build the trust. For example, in ACT, the Kori Primary School has incorporated the culture, indigenous culture in their curriculum, thereby supporting the indigenous identity and belongings. At the exosystem and the microsystem, ACT's Being Connected program and the National YLF Volume 2 emphasize on the Aboriginals' perspective, but however, indigenous children remains underrepresented in exiting quality service. And at the chronosystem levels, because of historical trauma, the family's trust is affected, and to overcome such effect, the ACT has come up with a closing gap strategy where they target that 95% of preschool enrollment for indigenous children by 2025. Second is the gender. Under gender, at the microsystem, children mostly interact with female educator, where as per the OECD 2022 found that 96% of workforce in ECEC are female, though it helps in nurturing the caring relationship, but it has also reinforced the stereotype, thereby challenging the gender norms. And at the mesosystem, the family's cultural expectation of about the boys and girls' roles has influenced the children's engagement in that environment. However, the collaboration between family and the educator can help in fostering the gender equity awareness. And at the ecosystem level, because of low pay and poor recognition, there is much lower or reduced males participation in the ECEC, thereby limiting the role of model diversity. And so, in order to come up with this, ACT's union has called for the FERB to address such undervaluation. And at the macrosystem level, the broader cultural view of women being a caregiver has impacted the gender equities, where to address such issues, ACT government has targeted providing 500 plus employment opportunity to male educators. And at the chronosystem level, the policy set up for the success support. For the success has supported the gender-neutral pedagogy and equity curriculum designed for the child's learning development. Under the language factors at the microsystem, the children's multilingual skills are treated as an asset, where their language are as treated as a language toolkit to support the learning and identity of the children's development. At mesosystem, educator partner with the families so that they can integrate their home language and the culture into the classrooms to develop the child's learning experience. And ecosystem, at the ecosystem level, it has found out that the ACT has nation's highest child care enrollment, that is 59.2% versus 47.2% nationally, thereby making the multilingual support more complex. And at macrosystem level, UILF Volume 2 has promoted the multicultural inclusion, which has been supported by ACT's Setup for Success strategy. And at chronosystem level, the migration trend to expand the linguistic diversity, so it has been requiring to adopt such a play-based pedagogy for the inclusion and in children's learning experience. The fourth one is the socio-economic background. At the microsystem level, the children from the disadvantaged family face fewer resources, so the educator has to enrich such resources and include in the environment. And at the mesosystem level, the strong partnership with the educator and partnership between the educator and families, it will help educator to support such resources. But the weak collaboration between the families and the educator can lead to the inequities. At the ecosystem level, the services in the poor area are often rated as working towards under the national quality standard, showing the disparities in the quality. And at the macrosystem level, the public investment in the disadvantaged children has always yielded the positive or the highest long-term return. And at chronosome system level, the intergenerational inequalities has been existed and persisted, and therefore there should be intervention to break such inequalities. In conclusion, this analysis highlights the systematic challenges in the ECT region, like indigenous children are still underrepresented in high-quality services. Workforce feminization has limited the gender diversity. and the multilingual children are still lack the consistent supports, and the low-income families struggles with the affordable and the quality access. And to overcome such challenges, the Bronfenbrenner's framework has provided some reforms that can operate all across the levels. That is a safety, culturally safe program, gender-neutral pedagogy, multilingual inclusion, and equity-based funding module. And that's the end of my presentation, and these are the references I have used. And thank you.